We dig deep into COVID flight and what this trend means for local housing, schools, and broadband. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. First, a COVID outbreak is under investigation at Terrace Apartments in Breckenridge, the fifth local outbreak since March, and first at a housing complex. Summit County confirms 2 positive cases and 3 probable cases from residents in 4 units. The first showed symptoms last week and tested positive over the weekend. Terrace Apartments is home to roughly 100 Town of Breck and Vail Resorts employees. All confirmed and suspected cases are now in isolation, and multiple close contacts are under quarantine. COVID-19 has inspired new technology, fears, laws, and face masks, and now a new trend, something known as COVID flight.
Lawrence Yoon, who is the National Association of Realtors chief economist, he was projecting that more people were going to be leaving the cities and coming out the suburbs and places further afield.
That was local real estate agent Dana Cottrell, president for Summit Association of Realtors. Most agents do not track why upper-class urbanites are moving to Summit, Vail, and Aspen. But numbers do not lie.
I looked at June of this year compared to June of last year. We have fewer amount of sales, but for more money.
Frisco Mayor Hunter Mortensen sees the upside in his town, where more than half of homes sit empty most of the year.
We want Frisco to be, 50, 60% full-time living, working locals, and this is a trend that we might be seeing.
This trend is fueled in part by remote workers, now more common than ever thanks to COVID. Investor Corey Finney of Greater Colorado Venture Fund.
The opportunity to build a business wherever you want is more available now than ever. And I think that geography doesn't play the same role in business success as it once did.
Another perk of resort living is perceived safety, especially for retired couples and families nervous about urban COVID hotspots. Cottrell.
I have a new neighbor that works in Denver 2 days a week. She decided this would be a much nicer place to raise her kids and live.
A report from the Colorado Sun suggests this trend could overwhelm schools in Aspen and Steamboat Springs. For Summit School District, growth is nothing new. Enrollment grew every year from 2010 to 2018 when it peaked at 3,600 students before falling slightly last year. Former Superintendent Carrie Bueller.
We had these big groups of kids coming through the elementary level that would meet and get to the middle school and then to the high school, and we really didn't have room for them.
That boom led to $73 million worth of upgrades and expansions district-wide. Another concern is infrastructure, but again, local officials are ahead of the curve. Town of Breck's new $53 million water plant is finished next week to meet water demand through 2050 at least, while Frisco's sewer and water system is rated for complete build-out. Instead, Mayor Mortensen is worried about fiber.
I think a place where we do need to focus on is our cell phone and our internet, because that's what people will be depending on if they are living and working up here.
Frisco is tackling this issue now in its latest strategic plan, and Breck is 2 years into a town-owned fiber optic project. Then comes workforce housing.
We already know we have a huge housing issue in Frisco and in Summit County, and part of that is the affordability and availability.
Again, towns and the county are tackling this issue. Under contract now are 80 new long-term rentals in Breck and 12 in Dillon Valley to complement hundreds of deed-restricted units at Smith Ranch near Silverthorne and the Wintergreen Complex near Keystone, finished in recent years. Summit's first traditional wave start race of the summer is next weekend in Frisco. The annual Run the Rockies Trail 10K and half marathon is Saturday, August 10th, limited to 150 runners, leaving in waves of 10 on the Frisco Peninsula. Registration is still open but almost full. Get details at townoffrisco.com. In sports, today is the Rockies home opener at Coors Field, playing the Padres at 6:10, and the Nuggets open the season tomorrow against the Heat. The Avalanche are back Sunday for the Blues. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, we've got Enduro results from Race 3 of the Summit Mountain Challenge Town Series this Wednesday at Penn Gulch. Nick Truitt was fastest on the downhills, followed by overall winner Taylor Sheldon and Ezekiel Hirsch. Overall women's winner, Roe Mayberry, was fastest for the ladies. Sarah Carney and Jamie Brady round out the podium. Next race in the Town Series is August 12th at Soda Creek and Keystone. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News.